Hello everyone, my name is Muir and we've got something new for you today. However, before we get into the video, I'd like to take a moment to tell you that nearly 70% of people who watch our videos are not subscribed. If you're not subscribed, you could do me a huge favor by liking the video, commenting below, subscribing to the channel, and ringing that bell. It really helps out the channel and lets me know that you're liking what I'm making. Alright, without further ado, let's get into the video. Hello everyone, my name is Muir and this is, well, Steam. And, well, as the title is probably going to say, this is the mods we're using for Season 3 of Kenshi. So, this is what we have. Feed them to the dogs. I haven't used this yet because I don't have any bone dogs, but I'm hoping that's a way to not have to just constantly go out and kill animals to get raw meat and other meat to feed the dogs with. Bone dog backpacks. As I said, we don't have any bone dogs right now as filming this, so we haven't even used that. We have Living World, which is nice. It adds fog heavy heads to the fog islands, to fog heavies, so those are worth like 3,000 cats, so it just makes it a bit easier to farm up a lot of money in the fog islands. We have mediocre hairstyles. If you want to do something like, I don't know, like this, then you can. You don't need to. Money shops have more money. This is useful. Usually the rogues end up with a lot more money, like hundreds of thousands. So if you want to run a hashish shop, you can do that. I honestly just recommend you make like a cotton farm or something that you can make fabric out of. Cotton will work great, and then just keep making chain cargo pants, sneaky chain cargo pants, as the masterwork versions of those will sell for a lot more than just a bunch of hashish will. We have nice map, typographic, grid, zone names, and roads. This one's fantastic. I've uploaded that. It basically adds topography to the map, which, if you don't know what that is, that's when you look at a map, a topographic map, it has these lines that tend to make shapes that get smaller and smaller, and then come to a point or a little circle, and there's a different color. Those are literally, this is going up or down in elevation. I believe the lines are they're supposed to be little thatched lines that go towards lower elevation, so you can always tell what direction stuff is going. But most people have never seen one of those kinds of maps, but it's fantastic and I love it. Over here we have shops have more money, training swords. I haven't used those yet, so I can't tell you if they're good or not. There's moisture farming, faces plus. I think that's whenever you see like a fog man and he has like, I don't know, like a slash of color across his face or something. That's what that is. We have slopeless. I haven't used this yet, but effectively that's, you can build buildings like directly into the ground to an extent, so it eliminates buildings being like this or something having to be built on a specific slope. So after that we have dialogue expansion project, just adds more dialogue to characters. We have godsend experience 5x. So I'm using this because it just makes the YouTube videos go faster, and I can grind for like, I can spend 2 episodes in the Fog Islands getting, 1 or 2 episodes maybe in the Fog Islands getting somebody up to snuff fighting wise, and then they can leave, or I can spend 10, right? 10 with them healing and doing all that. And with Living World, I would have like millions of cats. So in one way it would be fantastic, but in another way it would just be, well, we've kind of just made it to where money doesn't matter. So this speeds things up by a huge amount. Some people have said that they like the 2 times, that seems about right. Some people say 3 times. It really just depends on what you want to do. And plus, I mean, if you have somebody who's just their entire life is building armor, then they're going to be making masterwork equipment sooner or later. You're just compressing how much grinding is going on. So you have minor mesh fixes. I'm guessing that fixes the meshes. Advanced training dummies. This allows you to train skills up a little bit higher. Cannibals expanded. Basically, this adds like some heavy armor, I think, to cannibals that the cannibals make. You can make that armor, but you have to go to the cannibal locales and then defeat them and take it. There's sparring mats. I believe that lets your characters fight each other to an extent to get better at fighting. Better crop fences, so you can actually see the crop fences instead of it just being, I don't know, like some sticks sticking out of the ground. More names, so characters have more names. Compressed texture project. That's just to make it so that Kenshi is already a game that's enormous and has really long loading times. If you can cut that down in any capacity, that's going to be better. Outline coin purses, basically, when you defeat a humanoid NPC, we're just going to include skeletons in that. They will have some money that you can take. NPCs enjoy shopping more, so NPCs will now actually buy things from your shop instead of always being out of money. I think there's another mod for that, but they'll go and they'll buy more stuff. The weight bench, I haven't used this yet, but I know it's an option. So if you hire somebody new and you just want them to pump iron and get those muscles going, then you can do that. Wooden dexterity, training dummy animated, so this one too. Train dexterity, so you don't have to go do it manually. They'll still have to train in toughness manually. Copper ore drills, there are automated ore drills, but there's no automated copper drills in the game. For some reason. I don't know why not. Animation overhaul. This basically just adds crafting animations. So you may see it, you might have seen it in Season 2, but now like when you're doing research, characters have a book in their hand and they're doing, you know, some animation with the book. So just things like that. Enhanced shopping economy, I think we are using this, but it's if you wanted to be a shopkeeper for some reason, you can do that here. Like if you start a town that's on a trade route or something, or if you want to start a business within a town, you can now do that. Faction caravans, so there's more caravans for various factions. Clipping issues, fixes clipping issues. Clean and speed. Honestly, I installed this one for the swamp, which is exactly what they seem to have used as their as what they wanted to show for it. Clean and speed, all that does is it cleans up some of the clutter that doesn't really do much in the game, and it speeds things up by a massive amount. The game spends far less time loading because there's less crap to load that doesn't actually do anything. Less crap that doesn't do anything to load. We have the Fennec Race mod. I haven't used these guys because their Dex mod is just incredible. 2 times experience would, with our current mods, equate to 10 times experience for dexterity, which would be fantastic. They would level up in dexterity super fast, which I'm not complaining, but they would just be amazing at everything dex-wise, while everybody else is sort of fumbling about. But yeah, we might do them in a later season. Over here we have more combat animation, so the animations for Kenshi as it is somewhat limited, it just adds more of them. We have Fennec Race mod 1.1 that I think improves it somehow. Texture options, we might not have that one enabled, but we have Scar's pathfinding fix, so characters will actually pathfind a little bit better. Indoor wells, so you can actually run something inside of a town that pre-exists. At the moment, if you wanted to say run hydroponic farms, that's fine, but you'd have to go either buy water or set up a bunch of wells off in the distance and then have somebody run over there and pick up a bunch and bring it back, which is just a big pain. And plus, when I installed this mod because I had looked around and saw, oh, well, it rains in Clownsteady. Clearly I can go there, put up rain catchers all over the roof of Clownsteady, and then get water that way. Because I guess I had just played like the Forest or something, and I had figured that makes perfect sense. That will work. No, not really. It rains intermittently, and places where it rains all the time, it's either acid rain or there isn't a town there that you can buy buildings at. Well, that's a bit of a problem. So I just said screw it and installed wells and doors. So I can actually put them in. Blueprint wireframes. This just makes the wireframes for buildings more easily seen, so you can understand. So you can just fully tell what they are as soon as you put them down without this ugly red wireframe. Let's talk characters. Normally in Kenshi, when a character says a line, that's it. It's a one and a done. So eventually the characters will just not talk anymore. Now, in some ways that's nice, I guess, but I wanted let's talk, and so now characters will say lines over and over and over. There is a problem here when you don't have this. Like, let's say Beep does his thing where he's going to go how, human lady is. And then it turns out that you didn't have everything you needed for that full conversation to take place. Well, that's gone now. That's not available. As far as I understand. I might be wrong. Full refund. It seemed kind of silly to me that characters would take apart a building or some sort of piece of furniture and somehow lose pieces of it. It's like, all right, I'm going to take this apart and, well, here's half of it. It's like, well, what? Okay, that's stupid. So if I decide I wanted to reorganize something because of a new tech I researched, I now have to go buy more building supplies to move things around instead of just being able to move them around. It's like in RimWorld, where if you deconstruct a building, you get all of that back, I think. Then you can just go reconstruct it. But that's a pain, so in RimWorld they let you just unpack something as it is, and it's that item just in minified form, and then you repack it somewhere else. You put it back together somewhere else. So I didn't like that, so I just installed this for full refund. Don't burst my eardrums, even with this mod installed. Well, what this mod does is it makes it so that the music is less loud. But even then, I have to go and like turn this crap down because it's just too loud. They didn't do a good job mixing it, so you have some music where the volume seems like it's like way too high, and others where the volume's really low. And it's just go hire a professional to take this music, make it equalize properly so that people aren't having to change their volume around while they're listening to music in your game. And hopefully that works. I'm really hoping in Kenshi 2. I don't think they're going to do that in Kenshi 1, because the modding community will probably try to bring it down over and over and over for them. But in Kenshi 2, I am really hoping that they really sort out their music problems, because like you want a hard cap on the sound of music, and then you don't want like the lows to be too far below that. Otherwise you start having problems. Like I can understand like having a fidelity thing where you want those really, really high highs and those really, really low lows. But if I'm having to turn down the volume because literally my ears, if I don't, they might start bleeding, that's a bit of a problem. I'm exaggerating a little bit on the bleeding part. But like if I just play the game at normal volume where everything's set to max, like I would assume it's supposed to be, because it's all supposed to be sort of balanced around that same volume per tick, then yeah, it would be incredibly painful for me to listen to that. It's one of those lessons I learned really early on in Kenshi was, oh, the music's really good, but ow! I don't want to lose octaves just to play. I don't want to lose the ability to hear certain tones just because of Kenshi. But as I said, this doesn't even go far enough. Like, this needs to be brought down. This needs to equalize that volume even more. So, hopefully Kenshi 2, right? They'll fix that. But, alright guys, somebody asked me for the mods I use here, and there you go. That is all of them. I might add some more at some points, but I don't think I will. Maybe after Season 3, because I'm hoping Season 3 is, like, all up Kenshi. Or as much of it as I can do. Yeah, I'm hoping that. And, yeah. Alright guys, well my name has been Muir. This has been, well, Kenshi, I suppose. Go ahead, leave me a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and just share the video with whoever you think would like it, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.